It was in 1916. A young man is missing. But 5 days later, his body was found open at the earth level. The wound was white and dirty. The phenomenon was repeated in 1833. The body of a child was found in the river without eyes and without nose. The inhabitants of Delhi city start leaving the town, and the vegetation grew on the abandoned city. One day, three friends named Jonathan, Ershu, and Juana tried to stop in 1955 the evolution of the murders. Right size 1916 was of 66. But they failed and disappeared in the land of Deadly City. But they had a diary where the notes of their research were written. However, it was lost and forgotten, and since then there have been no murders.
It was a happy day, as it was in our day. James was mowing his lawn. He lives in a house in Barley Hill. His friend Billy parked his Cadillac and went to see James. After their discussion, Billy proposed to James to go to the Samila forest, and James accepted. The two friends walked on a dry path along a street. When, suddenly, he saw a bird like he never seen before. So he took his camera to take a picture. Then they start talking about their problem again.
But, still walking on the way, Billy stopped and say,
"This way is new."
James answered, "Are you sure?"
Absolutely.
And they borrowed it. Further on, Billy, who was already gone, shouted,
Come see, James!
"What's going on?" And Billy replied,
It's our death.
and there a powerful wind coming from the other end of the way blew their hair. And they heard a creepy sound. Two friends scream, but they continue their adventure. Later,
James exclaimed, "Wow, it's abandoned!" and say, "This site is at least 70 years old." James smiled, but Billy turned. James asked Billy was fine, but this one nodded and said, "I remember that my mother told me about several murders, which was passed in the area. There is an evil here, and it does not bode well."
James and Billy were terrified, but they discovered the abandoned city. They visit each building where suddenly Billy say,
I feel observed.
James answer,
Oh, it is your senses that panic. No, it is not that.
Then, in the garden of her house, they found an old diary where notes were written. And they was looking at the book when James exclaimed, "Stop!" The page show Satanist drawing and the sentence was written with blood.
The next of my 6-9 will be killed under the midnight sun.
It's creepy, said Billy. Yes, affirmed James.
There they approached a big building similar to a hospital. Then the ground vibrated and some graves began to come out of the ground. James and Billy ran to the hospital, but the floor opened under Billy.
And James shouted.
Animals were low. By the hurt, James racked him at the abandoned hospital. Resumed his breath, then looked at the scene. He resumed his walk. Moment he screamed with horror. Then inspected the hospital. He found all material. He decided to go see the lowest level.
Heading opened the door to go to the level -2, and he saw a pile of body with missing organs. He flew to find the cause and the person who did it, but his logical was inconsistent and false. Next, he went downstairs, and there he saw shields where were stored organs and limbs. And when he entered, he heard a noise that immobilized him, that of a demonic lag. He ran out of the room, but a man was in front of him, approached, wanting to catch him, but James dodged him, but another man jumped on him and immobilized James. The second man knocked him with a big hammer. When James woke up, he was attached on a table of operation. The light was dimly lighted, and some of unknown people shouted, James tried to look, but the only things that he can see, it is a giant red fire growing up. He tried to free himself, but he failed, and he found something strange. There was no noise. He looked around him, and there was nobody. But he got an idea. To take his Swiss knife, who was in his right pocket, to free himself. He freed himself, but he noticed that he had no hair. Then he went to a mirror to see him, and he was surprised. He had a mark of Satan on his head. He ran away, but he discovered his friend Billy behind bars. He implored him, supplied him, but the match approached Billy with an axe.
Goodbye, my friend.
And killed him. James screamed, and the man saw him and ran after James. When James turned to the left, he saw the diary on the floor, so he decided to take it. But the man was catching up him with his axe, but James reached a dead hand, and the man slowed down, and with his axe rising on James, was stopping and lowered him, but James put the diary in front of him to protect himself, and the axe cut the diary in two, and an explosion was heard and voices came and disappeared because they were released. And James came out of the cursed city. Then the life went back to normal.